Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of We've
We've
Had
had a
a
time.
Time. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Thank
Yes,
you
war
so
cry.
much. What I was gonna say before we did that was I have not stopped listening to the soundtrack. I am so fucking I feel like I'm
It's so
sick.
good.
I feel like I'm sick.
It's my whole entire For You page.
My For You page, my personality, my
It's just
Spotify.
been absorbed into Wicked.
It's like it's doing numbers right now. I wouldn't
I
be
haven't.
surprised if it just like popped up. It just bumps up on my Spotify Wrapped. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
out of
No,
all the
it's
things I
certainly
listen to
going
this
up
year,
there. I haven't felt this obsessed about something.
I fear since maybe. Well, what is it for you?
I literally don't know.
I think the way it feels for me is very like Avengers Endgame. I think
Okay,
kind of that
yes.
same feeling.
Or like Spider-Man. That probably
Yes.
Spider-Man is my last one where I was like
Oh, yes. That was a good
just
one. God, that was good.
so fulfilled.
It's true. But in
Like
terms
I
of
left so
fixation,
happy.
same. That's true because it was such a good.
Fan
Yeah, I would
service
say
all
that's
the
like
way.
yeah. The
I
follow up.
loved it.
I need
It's
to
so
run that
good.
back.
And I had no doubts. Like no part of me was like this is going to suck. I think
No,
it was just
no,
like
no.
I'm just curious to see what it's going to be. I know it's going to be good, but I'm very curious.
Out of all the Marvel movies, I knew that shit was gonna eat down.
Yeah.
Like the trailer was promising, very much like Wicked. Trailer was
Yes.
promising, cast
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
promising,
Mhm.
like the
You had
goods, the
just
gags,
enough.
the cameos.
And let me ugh.
Go on.
So the shock in Spider-Man was like shocking, but also I don't know. You expect by the middle of the movie you kind of expect it to go that way anyways, right? Like yes,
Yes, but
we
I
see
almost
them.
thought they were gonna disappoint.
Correct. The
Yeah.
cameos in Wicked for some reason, since I had not seen anything about it, when those two
No.
bitches popped up, I was like, there's no way.
Audible
There's
gasp.
no way. I
Audible
really was
gasp.
like, I had Austin on the side. I was like, those are
Totally
the
know. Those are the original. So they're like she invented the riff at the end.
he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the originals are the original players. I was like, freaking trying to be quiet. I was like, oh my god. I didn't even know. I told him I had no idea. They've been doing press. Nobody said anything. I haven't seen anything. Nobody spoiled anything.
They kept that secret so well.
No clue.
So well.
No clue. Once I watched it, then I saw some things. They were like, we're not like I just saw the one interview where they go to Kristen and they're like, we're not gonna air this until the movie comes out. And she was like, okay. And he goes, the cameos. And she was like, ugh. I was like, ugh.
Tea.
I had no clue. And there are
Nobody
so many
did.
fucking people that have seen this movie. Like they
I know.
aired it for everyone. Everyone in the influencer actor universe
Yes.
saw this movie ages ago. So I was like, how
That's
did no one
why
spill
I'm
any
just like
secrets?
I'm so surprised that they didn't. But I
Pressed.
wonder if in the premiere, those premieres that they may have prefaced it.
Yeah.
Because
How do
to
you
not
keep it
even
so
hear
low
like a
key?
peep of like, oh, you guys are gonna lose your shit over these
Right.
cameos. But I also think the people who are interested in Wicked and who got to go to those premieres
Mm-hmm.
knew the value of those cameos and
Yeah, like
perhaps
it would be
maybe just didn't
special.
want to spoil it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which love
That's how you can
because
tell, like,
I was floored.
I was so floored. And I was like, oh my god, they're singing. Like, to see them is one thing, but to have them in there and singing,
Crazy.
it was just so, like,
I think that the cameo just like gave you everything you ever could
We're
have wanted
wanting,
out
right?
of a kind of cameo like that. Like Idina Menzel hit the note. She
Right.
hit the fucking riff.
Right. And you're like, wow.
And then they like
She
just
said
incorporated themselves into the song.
it was just so good.
Crazy, dude.
I need to watch it again.
Honestly.
I wish that one was an IMAX. I'm a little upset that they have Gladiator there and not
Is it not
Wicked.
offered for IMAX?
Well, not in my hometown, so I don't know if like in bigger theaters. We only have one
Okay.
IMAX theater here.
Damn.
So it's just like the one selection.
Damn.
I know, but it's fine.
And who's to say you can't just book it to LA?
That's true. If I kind of want to do the D-Box ones. Like moving with the wind.
There's
Donnywood.
one super close to me, and it's tempting, but at the same time, I know myself in regards to motion sickness.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
For 3 hours.
that said, yeah,
is a lot. Yeah.
I think it would be, I think I would throw up.
In your limited edition popcorn bucket.
Indeed.
But I'm just so happy that it exists. And I'm so upset we have to wait a full year for the other one because
it's tough.
I feel like that's just such bullshit. You can't give
Hella
it. You mean to
mad.
tell me y'all can't
Hella
get this
mad.
shit together by summer?
I like it because I want to savor the hype around it. You know what I mean? Like I'm cherishing every press moment, like just
It's
the
so
love
good.
for it, the energy, the community around it. Like I'm so here for it. I don't know, and I'm just gonna be sad that when that's over. I mean, I'm glad I'll be able to watch it in the comfort of my own home and sob and sing to my heart's desire. But at the same time, like it feels that I think that's why it feels like Endgame, Avengers Endgame to me, because I'm just like, I need to see it, but I'm so sad that like
it'll be the end of it.
That's
right?
it from there. That's it from there. Yeah.
You saw Wicked, right? In a theater?
I did.
Which theater?
On Sunday.
Sorry, I meant the play.
Oh, I've never watched it.
The Broadway. No?
So I was actually supposed to watch it earlier this year, just in September.
Oh, wow.
But I couldn't go because I'm a piece of shit and I forgot it was my mom's birthday. So we had to do a family thing for that. Yeah, man, I was so close to going and I was like, this is perfect how the stars align. And then I didn't get to go. So yeah. You know what's funny is I haven't seen a lot of Broadway. Because I think like
I haven't
it's
either,
not
actually.
something that I thought to spend my money on.
Yeah.
Until very recently. Like I've always really fucking loved Broadway, but I've always watched
like
mostly movie versions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I catch up in that way, or I'll just like listen to the soundtrack and go from there. But it just like, for some reason, I've always prioritized, I think it's just because everyone else around me, you know,
does
concerts.
Like concerts.
I'm always reminded of concerts. I'm always reminded of festivals. But nobody ever really talks about Broadway. So therefore, Broadway was never on my radar in regards to purchases. But I really need to get into it.
It's also not like, I think we've had this conversation before where it's not like the most easily accessible thing. Like you have local theaters that do productions.
Sure.
But to see like an original cast or to see actual Broadway, like we don't live in New York. So then it becomes a little bit more difficult to see those like killer casts.
Right. Exactly. Actually.
So you don't think to spend your money on it. Like someone who, like, I don't know, like the mentality of like sports events, right? Like not everybody is going to spend their money to go watch a game.
Sure.
They'd rather spend money on, I don't know, something else.
Yeah. There's
So,
just like
but it's
other
not in the
priorities.
mindset. Like people in LA, they grab tickets like 2 days before, a day before, because all of the stadiums are right there, anyways.
Sure.
But like someone who lives in, I don't know, New Mexico, I don't know teams, but like someone random isn't gonna just go ahead and like go out of their way to buy a sports ticket.
No, I hear you.
So
I hear you.
I don't know. That's the only play I've actually been to. Now that I'm thinking about it, I saw it at the
And it was a damn
Pantages.
good one.
It was very good. I have the playbill, but I didn't grab it. I should have grabbed it today because I knew we were filming, but I kept the playbill.
What year did you go?
Oh my gosh. It was for my birthday. 2010, maybe 8. I don't know. Let me look it up.
So was that around the Kristen Chenoweth and Adina Menzel
It was
time?
in LA, so
Or no,
I
that was
don't
a little
know if I
before.
saw them or not.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You're right.
I don't remember. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted the playbill.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what if I did and I didn't know?
That's crazy.
Because they had the show and then they had like a little exhibit afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so fucking cool. And she bought me a shirt. This is my godmother. My godmother took me to see the show.
Yeah.
She asked my mom. She was like, "Could you go?" My mom was like, "Okay, whenever go." She got me a playbill. We got the playbill, and then she got me a shirt. I don't know where the shirt is, but it was bright purple, and it said "Wicked Across." And I think I probably donated it. I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
Big T.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little upset with myself that I've never just took it upon myself to invest in it in my adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now I just really want to start making a point to see just Broadway in general and more plays. I feel like we have had this conversation before. Like,
yeah,
I love a play, I love a musical, yet I've gone to so little. And they're just so enjoyable to me.
I like them too. We obviously love music.
Indeed.
And I think that we're two people that can like truly appreciate how freaking difficult it is to do those things.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think it's because we have this idea that it needs to be in New York. I don't know. I always have that idea.
I think so.
I forget that theaters exist here in LA that I can go to, and I was at one.
That part, because I feel like I'm just so literal with it. Like, oh, Broadway, New York. Can't go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. But alas, alack.
Maybe we should just go. Honestly, we should go to New York and make a point to do that.
Super down.
I think that'd be I feel, because people actually do that. And again, never thought about it.
Never thought about it once.
Never thought about it.
Not once.
I'm like, far.
Like,
can't
okay.
go. No plane.
Right.
What?
No
what
plane, no Broadway street.
No plane.
No
Can't
theater.
drive. Can't go.
Cannot
Broadway,
leave.
no.
Yeah. No, that's tough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for this photo because I'm determined.
No, I'm
like, there must be
get
proof.
into it. I believe you all the same, but get into it. I would love to see a photo.
That I have is like early in life, my computer was like scrapped 5 or 6 times. I think I've said this before also. I had an old computer that had like an external battery that you needed to pop off the computer and put on a charging dock in order for it to work. One day I'd used it to the point of no end, and it just erased everything on it and restarted itself. And I lost everything.
I feel like early technology really ruined So many
super
of us.
unreliable.
So many of our memories.
Mm-hmm.
Because the same shit happened to me. Like there's 2 laptops that had like a pretty good amount of memories on there. Now they're wiped. And I just thought they would live forever on PhotoBucket as if
yes.
I was going to use PhotoBucket and
Keep-
MySpace forever.
Yes, agreed.
And I just did not anticipate for the long term. But it's fine. It's fine.
okay.
It's really all right. That's why I think like developing photos is still so crucial.
I think so too.
Even though I don't do it that often, but
if only it wasn't
when I
so
do,
annoying.
It really, it's so annoying.
It's so annoying to do. Also, like, like printing digital photos is annoying. Developing photos is even more annoying.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I haven't tapped into film quite yet, but getting film sounds annoying too.
Yeah, it's all annoying. None of it is easy.
That's the thing, is just I like the picture taking part, but I don't like that. I think that's why I've never made it a hobby, because I really don't like the idea of not getting instant gratification from like getting them right away.
Yes.
And then having to physically go to a place to make it happen. And I could see like some people enjoying that process, but to me that sounds like a lot of work and sounds like something that I would put off for a long time. I still have a disposable camera that I haven't even, that was like 2022.
Yeah,
there's probably
it's
some
expensive.
good stuff in there. It's expensive as fuck.
The camera, $14. That already, I'm like, there's only like 14 photos on here.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then to develop it, it's another like probably $14.
I know.
28.
You would think that shit would have got cheaper.
Right.
In the future. And here we are. I feel like I mean, who am I kidding? I never paid for it, but
yeah.
I just feels like it would have been cheaper.
Dude, I must be lying.
One can assume.
There's no proof of this.
What are you looking on?
Facebook, because I don't have anything else.
I don't know, man. How do you know it wasn't erased in that?
Oh no, it probably was. I remember having a photo. I just don't know where it is.
Damn. You know who
and my
might
earliest
have it? Maybe your mom.
Maybe. My earliest documentation is 2009. Maybe she does have a photo.
Well, then that timeline would match, I fear. But maybe you just never posted it?
Maybe, because, like, what were we doing? My bangs were too over to the side for me to post things.
Couldn't see out of your other eye.
No way. No way, no how. Yeah, no, I don't know where it is. But anyways, I did go.
Well,
I have the playbills somewhere.
No, for sure. Oh,
somewhere.
Okay.
Anyways, I love it.
Or, worst comes to worst, you could always ask. Well, I don't know if you can. I was gonna say ask your godmother.
I was thinking about it, but we'll see. Maybe if I see her, I'll be like, "Do you have any photos from when we went to go see Wicked?" She'll probably be like, "What?"
Give me the evidence.
Give me the evidence.
Everyone thinks I'm a liar.
Everyone's lying.
You liar!
Oh, Lordy. Okay. Well, what's your favorite song?
Dude. Surprisingly. Okay. Well, here's the ones that have been on repeat.
And I'll tell you on my Spotify rap.
The one that has been my favorite today.
Okay. Okay. Works for me.
The ultimate bangers, and I feel like this is so basic, but I mean,
really?
No One Mourns the Wicked.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and it just like connects me to the movie too, in the way that like, I know exactly how I felt when Miss Ariana Grande came onto the fucking screen. And I was like, this bitch is so beautiful.
You said I was a munchkin. 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 What am I
Linda,
saying?
is it true you were her friend? That was me.
She's like, huh? What?
Huh? What? I
What did you say?
fucking love that bitch.
She's so fucking
so
funny.
fucking bad. I love her so
Mm.
fucking bad, dude.
She's
I
like,
don't even care anymore.
nose.
I don't even care what the rest of you bitches think. I love her so much.
She's
but
so perfect.
yeah, yes, in every way, in every
It's
sense of the
astounding.
word.
Like, we always talk about her, probably as much as J-Lo here,
Well,
but it's like astounding. She's so talented. It's almost annoying.
like
Like,
the first couple
pick
notes that she
one
did,
thing.
I was fucking sold. I was like, this bitch has it. This bitch got it.
Easily.
I don't know how they made her do like 74 different auditions. She opened her mouth. You have it.
You
Me
are
as
her.
John M. Chu, you have it.
It's yours. It's
Like,
yours.
It's
Have
just
you
insane.
seen the other options for Glinda?
Yes. Dove Cameron,
Amanda
Renee
Seyfried,
Rapp. Yeah.
Renee Brad. There was another one. I remember like
Yes.
6 girls. All blonde.
There was like one person who was just openly campaigning on TikTok and then she didn't get it, which was kind of crazy.
I mean, shoot your shot. But
all
it just
those
wouldn't make
would
any
have been.
sense.
That's how I feel, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, Dove Cameron would have been such a good." I'm like, I don't know, dude.
And why though? Like, I think they're both very, like, they're comparable, but I don't know. I just feel like there's something about how funny she is that really sells and makes it interesting, because the story itself is super interesting, like, obviously, but if something's funny, like, you don't have to know anything about anything to laugh. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a Wizard of Oz fan to watch Wicked. That's for sure. This movie,
No.
anyways. The play, maybe,
No.
because it's like a different medium than people are used to. So if you don't already
Sure.
like Wizard of Oz, and now you're going out of your way to watch it in theater, like in a live Broadway, kind of different.
Yeah.
Kind of different.
That's valid.
But to watch it, to not know anything about Wizard of Oz, go to Wicked, you could still laugh. Like, you don't have to know anything about anything, but these bitches are funny.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she could have been that funny. Like, who is going to be like, right?
That's so funny. Yeah,
That sold me.
I agree.
Kill me.
Because I think people are so hyper focused on the vocal talent that is required of Glinda, which is so also very crazy to me, because like I read the comments of what people say about how they feel, like the negative reviews on Ariana Grande being Glinda, and a lot of it is like, oh, she just can't hack it vocally. All I hear is pop. All I hear is pop. And it's like, and I guess I just like can't expect everybody to be
like
watching
fans.
So yeah, right. To be watching like every single fucking thing that she does. But I think it's just like, so I mean, if you're gonna make a comment like that, I just feel like I have to assume that you must have some interest in music to the point where you would do research. Because I mean, to say that, I don't know. I just think it's a cheap shot at who she is and what she does.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, it's just people talking shit. And
I think,
and just like making up the fact that like, oh, should have been so and so, and it's like, do you really believe that? And do you really believe this person would have automatically done better? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, where's your, I don't know. I think because we've seen her do so much, you know what I mean? Like, because we're obsessed about her and we love her.
Yeah.
So we're like,
yeah.
We've seen her do all of her interviews. We've seen her do like SNL. We've seen her do her like impersonation. So like we have a basis that this girl is like a chameleon. Like she can just enter whatever
Yeah.
and somehow fit.
Yes.
And for people who have only heard like, I think I saw a comment that was like, this is the girl that sang Seven Rings. And in my brain, I'm like, that's not even the first song I think of when I think about her.
No.
Seven Rings.
No.
Not even close to what I'm thinking about.
No.
So I'm like, there are people that just have such a baseline of her.
Like they take
still
like one song.
Yeah. And so they're like, how the fuck is this bitch gonna be Galinda? But it's like, she started in Broadway. What did you expect? Like, she is perfect at a transatlantic accent. There's very few. I can't do it.
No. That's hard.
It's hard. But you hear her pull it out all the time, like in her little documentaries, and then when she was doing Snapchat a lot, so you heard her always like talking. But people don't have that same thought process.
No.
So I'm like, of course you're gonna think she sucks, and you're gonna want whoever you like. But I think it's like teeny boppers also, because Dove Cameron's young, and she did that one show. What's it called? Where she plays like a twin.
I don't know, dude.
Liv and Maddie, I think, plays like a twins. Does like a parent trap type of stuff. But that's an older, or that's a newer Disney show. So I think when people campaign for her, it's like kiddos, you know?
I agree.
So I'm like, you don't understand.
I think growing up with Ariana versus like just knowing about her is very different. I feel like the same way like Beyonce is received by the younger generation too. I would think. Yeah, that might be it.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think about why the Amanda Seyfried one.
I don't know, because she did Les Mis, and everybody's like, okay, we've seen her do it before.
Oh,
she looks like her.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. It was like an easy blonde.
That's true.
White.
That's true. Sings. But I think like, yeah, that's very true. But see,
but I'm like,
I think like now that the movie's out, I think it's really hard to
picture anyone else doing it.
Well, to me, yes. But like, I also think it's annoying to deny that she didn't do an amazing job. And it's really hard to say that without any bias. Obviously, like there's so much of it here.
So much.
Here with us in our virtual room. But I just think like, I don't know. I even asked Andrew and I said, yeah, prior to watching the movie, he was like, well, because I think I told you he didn't know it was a musical. So he was like, I don't want to know too much, but just like give me your like the general basis of one, what it's about and why it's supposed to be so good, and then like your general thoughts. And I kind of just like went into that whole Ariana Grande thing, the same as what we're talking about here. And I said, I don't want to feed too much of it because obviously, you know, I have so much bias Ariana Grande, but I want you to watch it. Same with Cynthia Erivo. I was just like, I personally think there was nobody better for the job. But that is just me. Like, feel free to feel how you feel shortly after.
Immediately after, tell me.
Yeah. And sure enough, we walked out of that theater and he was like, yeah, I mean, about Ariana Grande, you were right. Same. And then like same with Cynthia Erivo too, but he was like, she definitely ate that roll down, basically. Not in those exact words, but like
but did a really good job.
She did amazing. Undeniably so. He was like, she was really funny. The voice fit, like she was acting her ass off. And I'm like, that's what I'm fucking saying, dude. And yet there are still fucking naysayers. I cannot fucking believe.
I don't know. I think people just want to shit on people for things.
For
And she's
sure.
so quick, especially with like she's had all that drama this year with Mr. SpongeBob and the
Yeah.
fact that he's both in the movie
Yeah.
as well. But I'm like, aside from, you know, whatever personal choices, you can't deny a talented person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I would never have doubted either anyone cast. I would not have doubted their ability because they've all done it before. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
Cynthia has been on Broadway.
Yeah.
Jonathan Bailey, been on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
SpongeBob, been on Broadway. I don't
Yeah.
know the girl who plays Nessa, but that's besides the point. And then you have Ariana Grande, been on Broadway long time ago, but as far as I
She's a
know,
professional performer.
has
Yeah.
been a professional performer, but also one of the like I have rarely ever heard of her needing vocal surgery
Mm-hmm.
or like needing any breaks for vocal issues. Cause she keeps that
Yeah.
thing like well mucused. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she has always
She
kept her
takes like,
vocal cords strong.
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of singers that we love have gone in for vocal surgery or vocal
Sure.
rest before,
Sure.
and she has never. So I'm
Yeah.
like, aside from that, she knows how to keep that thing going. And she just can sing. I literally have no idea how people think that she can't sing or she couldn't learn how to sing that way.
I feel like people forget that when one of the things I distinctly remember, and it's still up on YouTube, I feel, but like it was like a headline when she first started out, how people were literally comparing her to Mariah Carey because
Mm-hmm.
of the octave that she could reach. And
Yeah.
everybody fucking knows that it's like hardly anyone can reach the
Right.
octave that Mariah Carey has. And this
Right.
bitch hit it.
Right.
When she sang Emotions, I thought Mariah Carey possessed her fucking ass. Like, truly.
Taking over her
Truly,
body.
truly, truly. Exactly. Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, again, like, I feel like uh
There's just a lot of doubt
younger generation
for
and maybe
people are
people just forget
yeah.
because people are so focused on the headlines that surround Ariana Grande, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
people are just so focused on that. It's crazy.
I also think like we've had this conversation before of just like people not really leaning into being cheesy or like happy anymore. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
when someone's excited about something, people are always like that's
Yeah.
corny, that's gross, that's annoying.
There's always got to be
Stop.
bitches who won't drink the Kool-Aid.
Right. And I'm like, can we all just be excited for people who are doing well? Like, I don't know. It's not like any of you guys are going after this role. Like, relax. It was cast, it happened. None of you guys are even going to be touching this production. Why be upset? It makes no sense to me. You haven't even seen her.
That's what I'm saying.
You haven't even seen her do anything.
I seen this one TikTok that was like, I refuse to watch Wicked. I just feel like there's a dark energy around it. What does that even mean?
What are you talking? Also, like, it's not like you can't look up the whole play right now and watch it. Like, you can
Just
see
Google
all
it
of the
first.
original Broadway cast do Wicked. Just look it up. Slime tutorials. It's not that hard. Just Google it. You can see all of it right now.
I actually do need to get on that. But yeah, I see your
They
point.
put it all on TikTok, which is great for me. That way I don't have to go searching.
But see, that tells me because like Wicked in and of itself has always been good for so many reasons beyond who they casted and
Yeah.
the promotions and everything. Like everything before this movie, like it's always been
Good.
its own thing and amazing for so many different
Won
reasons.
awards. One of the longest running
Yeah.
plays, like shows, has been done in so many countries. Like this itself is the basis of what we're watching here has already proven to be good.
Right.
And I don't
And
see any of you guys complaining about who is playing Glinda and Elphaba right now, or
right.
who has played Glinda and Elphaba later in life, or like earlier in life,
Right.
after Miss Adina Menzel, Miss Kristen Chenoweth.
And it's
Like,
like,
y'all just want to hate on people for whatever reason instead of just like shutting your mouth, seeing what appears on the screen, and then shitting on people.
yeah. And I just think that, like, going back to the example of that TikTok, it just shows that I feel like you didn't do any research. Like, you
Right.
don't
You just
know what the
spouted.
fucking play is about. You're taking what you see on your For You page, like, that's, yes, it's Wicked, but it's literally the promotions of Wicked,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know the story, like, and it would be fine if you watch the play and you're like, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's fine to not like something artistically. Like, that's literally what art is there for. But again, when you're just like, dark energy, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What does that
What are you
even
talking
mean?
about? Like, you
I don't
just,
know. Just say you don't. Just say you're a hater. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I wish people were more open minded with that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Like, you're just jumping on a bandwagon of people shitting on things. I don't know. I thought it
you're
was
jumping
great.
on like the anti bandwagon.
And you know what? And I obviously haven't seen the show in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
in I don't know, 10 plus years. And it kind of sat in the back of my head and I forgot. And then I listened to the soundtrack on the way to something, and I was like so emotionally moved. I started crying during Defying Gravity. I was like,
So
fuck,
real.
I like completely forgot about all of these songs. They're so like they're almost timeless. That's why this thing has like been going on for so long. Like all of it is
Yes.
still relatable or like catchy or funny in its own regard. But what I like
Yeah.
about the movie is that those little like again, haven't seen it in forever, really forgot the majority of the storyline slash kind of like the point. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like the theme?
Yeah.
But what I like is that, like, for example, that was Austin's first time even being introduced to Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
You see like nuances because it's a movie. So you get a chance to see more emotion than you would on a stage.
Yeah.
So like yeah, during No One Mourns the Wicked, you get to see her battle during that song.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's
you're not just
so
hearing it in
good.
their voice.
It's
You get to see the
such
expressions, the way
yeah.
she's moving, her body language. Yeah.
And it's perfect. Like it's such subtle, like even if you've never seen it before, you're like, what is going on? Like, why is this girl so troubled right now
Mm-hmm.
by what they're singing? Everyone else seems to be very excited. And she's like
Exactly.
visibly
Hurt.
upset. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is perfect for I think it's the only thing that was missing from that show
Yeah.
is like that subtle, like, okay, battling with emotions and like really bringing out those underlying themes
Yeah.
that show has.
Because it's really hard to tell, obviously, from Broadway. I feel like you don't really, and I haven't watched the Broadway, so maybe I just don't know what I'm fucking talking about. But I would imagine, like, it's really hard to tell from that song
Mm-hmm.
what's about to happen.
Oh yeah,
Whereas now it's like, why is she troubled?
right.
Like, she obviously has a
There's
connection
something
to the Wicked
here.
Witch.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think from what I remember that play being a little bit more like cheesy, I guess. Obviously there's
Mm,
not very much you can like we say you're missing those like small facial expressions and those little
sure.
tiny moments where things are like super funny because they have to be big and obvious in order for
More theatrical.
exactly
Yeah. Yeah.
they have
No,
to be
you're
more
fine.
theatrical for an audience because you're projecting to people so far
All the
away
way
they
back.
can't see
Yeah.
your fucking face. And it's not like
Yeah.
a concert where they have a zoom in on the side, although I think that would be very handy.
Helpful.
So I loved it. I think it's the only thing that was missing from that play, which I think is great. And almost you lose the cheesiness and now you're like, okay, wait, we're talking about serious stuff here, and you get to kind of like, obviously it's like I don't want to say racially motivated, but you can tell it's like about discrimination, let's say, right? Like,
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's an underlying theme that's not obvious unless you want to take the time to analyze the play. But now
Sure.
you're kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, wait, it just becomes more obvious, I think.
That, and then it's like, I think this is the nice part about turning Broadway books or whatever the fuck, like, into movies. It's like you can
Mm-hmm.
really have a chance, I guess in this example, Broadway specifically, like you really have a chance to um go more in depth with the universe itself,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, and then the characters. Like
Yeah.
we have more time to like deepen the relationship between Galinda and Elphaba, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Um which, I mean, you could definitely gather from the play, obviously, but it's certainly not the same when you're up close with them. Like you're, I don't know. I feel like you really get to be more
Immersed.
immersed
Mm-hmm.
in that universe.
I loved every minute of it. I loved the
Me
beginning.
too.
I love that they were working sets. I miss that about movies.
Mm-hmm.
I miss, like, I don't know. It's been a long time where I feel like people make their sets when they're like grand productions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, like, the fact that they built all of that shit, I was like,
Crazy.
hold on.
Crazy.
And I know everybody's like, there's so many collaborations because they're trying to get their money back. And I completely understand. But I hope it shows studios in the future that you can do that. I feel like it just helps. Like,
Encourage
it
them
just
more.
really helps you believe it more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have just, I don't know.
Well, it's
I
easier
think
for the actors to like move around that as opposed to move around in a blue screen, you know?
right. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder how much, like, Endgame is perfect, right?
Right.
So good. But I wonder how much better it could be if they weren't all just in little
Behind in
suits,
front
you
of a
know?
blue screen. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
in their little suits and their little dots. Like, I think that's very, like, you can commend them for how well they acted because none of it is real.
Yeah.
But I think we've had like a shift of CGI like taking over, so we're making all of these like really cool, like, grand futuristic movies when they're like all CGI. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When we used to have like more practical, like, rom-coms where you didn't need any CGI and you were like on location and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're like moving away from that kind of stuff. So
And
I'm
I think
hoping,
we're slowly starting to maybe bring it back.
yeah,
Hopefully.
granted, this was like, for some of the stuff I was like, did you really need all of the tulips? That one I think was like just on his wish list, and he was like, if we could do it, we could do it.
I feel like we could have CGI'd that hoe.
We could
For
have
sure.
easily, because, and I don't know if it'll obviously
Not a
come
huge
up in part
priority.
2 because they like, I think they interact a little bit more with Munchkinland in the second half.
Sure.
But I'm like, they just start running through that.
You wouldn't have to do all
Running
that.
through the tulips.
For that split second that it was, you wouldn't have to do all
When
that.
I left the theater, it was popular, obviously. But
Naturally.
it was one of my favorites already.
Yeah.
So, like, did me
I cheered up.
justice. That bitch is so funny. So funny. Because the whole ball gown part, I almost cried. When she was, like, humming.
Wait, which part?
It's at the end where she's trying to teach her. She was like, and now I will take this simple frock, and turn it into a ball gown.
Yes.
And she's like, ball gown.
Ball gown.
But then when she starts humming and she's like,
Yeah.
I really almost died. I was crying. It was so freaking funny. So then that just made me love the song even more.
And I think it low-key makes me emotional when I hear it. Because I was like, this bitch has everything. She's worked so hard for all of this.
It's really so interesting because there are very few celebrities that I feel that for.
Yeah.
I actually don't know of any other ones. But maybe because she's so, like, outwardly has spoken on this specific
for
thing.
sure. Yes.
Also, like,
with no intention of this being the end game.
Right.
You know?
I don't think she ever
just
like,
pure passion.
Right.
That makes me so happy.
Right. She threw it out there like a pure testament of manifestation. Really just threw it out there.
Yes.
And then we've reached here where the opportunity presented itself and she was ready. She says that in all of her press. This is like the most uniform press tour I've ever seen, by the way.
Yes.
Of like all the answers are pretty much the same. Very few variations.
Yeah. In contrast to the press tour, like what the hell is that movie? It Ends With Us.
Oh, yes.
I was like, Last of Us, this is Us. This is the end.
Yes, no, that's actually a great way. It's like a good comparison.
Yeah.
Because they were both so like highly anticipated films, I guess, this year.
Yeah.
Because Gladiator lost in the Glicken battle, I will say, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Saw them both. Sorry. Gladiator lost. Just also, it's been 24 years. No one asked for that movie. I don't want to be controversial, but like, who?
Yeah,
I feel like they would have done it by now. Like, I don't know what about this year was like perfect. Gladiator.
Everyone I love how that movie is literally just like, let's pick all the most highly coveted men of Hollywood and throw them in a coliseum. That's what that movie gives. Am I gonna watch it eventually? Yeah, probably. But like,
I feel like it would have worked if it was summertime. I don't know why.
Why did they wait till now?
Strike. I feel like we're getting a lot of this stuff because of the strike.
True.
So like the 3 of these movies, technically 4, because I really want to watch Red One also. But that's
dude, like my dad has been talking about that movie non-fucking stop, and I'm gonna watch it.
Is a sleigh.
I kind of want it.
Motorized sleigh, perfect.
Well, I might cop.
So, anyways, I feel like they should have held on to it until next summer, and it may have done better. But who am I to know? I am nowhere in this circle, but I personally would have just held on to it.
I would have taken even like closer to Christmas.
Closer to Christmas.
On Christmas. Release it on Christmas.
I think that would have been a good Christmas day. I don't know why they chose to do it the same week as Wicked, but
that was a tough one.
You lost.
They thought they could do a Barbenheimer thing, and I think it just like fell through.
Yeah. And I think also because they had the mezcals in there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they were just like, this is going to hit no matter what.
This will do well.
Everybody is hot, sexy.
But I think it's because they like banked on, because it's hot guys and it's a boy movie, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It'll get both of them. Whereas Wicked will only get the girlies. And I'm like, you don't understand. And I hate when people don't understand that we run the whole economy. It only keeps going because of us. Little mass consumerism by us is the only reason why this freaking country is still going, in my opinion.
Girls, gays, and theys, dude. Dominating.
The girlies that are buying like 1 million hand sanitizers and 1 million bags to switch out of and put them in other stuff and like pack their bags and buying those mini fucking travel versions of everything. They are keeping us going. I'll stand by it. I truly believe.
Yeah. It was
So for you
a
to
tough call.
think that the girlies would pick the Gladiator movie only because of the hot men, a little short-sighted.
What I also think is like, because I mean, you could have said that for Barbie, right? Which I think reigned pretty true, based on what you're saying. But at the same time, you're going up against oh my god, what's his name? Christopher Nolan. Like a very respected
heavier
director. Yeah. So it's not just about like being a more masculine movie. It's also like he has a following. You know,
yeah.
he's getting the cinephiles, he's getting all these things. Like Gladiator is really just a blockbuster at best. Like it was really good the first time, but it wasn't Christopher Nolan good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people aren't writing think pieces on fucking Gladiator 2.
That was a hard.
Nor did they do that on Gladiator 1 because it's a blockbuster movie.
Correct. Maybe my point is this, like, there are action movies that are shorter. It's like that are an hour and a half and seem to accomplish the same thing that this 2.5 hour movie did. I think that's what I'm at. Like this could have been tinier, like not so much of my day, and we still could have reached the same amount of satisfaction, because now I'm annoyed that I was there for so long. With Wicked,
no, that's true.
I was like, I want it to be longer.
Excellent use of my time. Excellent use of my time. Let's do it again.
Yes, I'll watch it again. I want to pay to watch it again. I don't want to wait for it to be in my home. I want to watch it right now.
That's how a 2.5 movie should feel.
Right.
So you're very right, because it's like you can have like an okay action movie. That's fine. I'll watch it. But if you waste 2.5 hours to 3 hours of my life, we're fighting outside. You know what I mean?
Almost, yeah. Like for example, like Avatar is 3 hours, I believe, full. I believe.
But valid.
But I needed it.
Yeah.
I
needed the whole
fucking thing. The full 3 hours of every single Avatar film ever made. I would say 3 hours and 12 minutes is The Way of Water. And I sat through The Way of Water.
And it was fine.
And none of it felt like, why is this even here?
Yes. A waste of time.
Like, let's take this out. We can edit this part out. Cut it. Put it down.
Did you watch Oppenheimer?
I watched it again. Huh?
Did you watch Oppenheimer?
I did, and I fell asleep. But that was my part. Oh. That was my fault.
I was going to ask if you felt that way about that one, because I have not watched it yet, so I was just curious.
I need to watch it again, but Ivan wanted to watch, it was on his birthday, so he wanted to watch Oppenheimer when it released at the Chinese theater.
Oh, cute.
It was very cute. They gave out coffee. There was the news. Like, it was this whole thing. It was very nice.
Is that where you fell asleep?
6 a.m.
Oh.
So, yes. I did.
So, yeah, I fucking did.
But anyway, so when I left the theater, it was popular. And now that I'm doing stuff, it's Dancing Through Life, because I just think it's so freaking catchy.
It's very catchy. I feel this way about What Is This Feeling? And then today, What Is This Feeling? Popular, No One Mourns the Wicked, and Defying Gravity have been just like the starters. I will say. Like, I usually run the album in full, but like that's my starting lineup. recently, as of today, I decided to add The Wizard and I because I don't know why I've been skipping
So
over
good.
it, but I just like forgot how fucking amazing it was. Like I teared up at that song too. Like I just like
Listen, I held it together because I unfortunately had some singers in my theater.
stop.
I did. They were right next to me.
People are so fucking annoying.
And I had this bulky
Anyways,
man. And I only know this because of his voice was so deep.
sure.
But it was very audible, like when Galinda would do something funny, he'd be like, you know what I mean? Like super loud.
It was a very significant laugh, yeah.
And he'd be the only one. Like it would just be on the dumb shit. Like not even what's supposed to actually be funny. She would say something and he'd be like, and I'd be like,
Sir.
and then what did she say? I don't know. Someone else said something and then I heard her singing and I was like, oh my god. Can't anyone understand? You don't know. You don't know how they're gonna sing it.
I
You
was
have
waiting.
no idea. I still don't know. And I'm listening to the soundtrack. I'm barely getting there. Like, don't sing. I don't want you to sing. I didn't
I was
pay for you to
waiting
sing.
for
I
a
didn't
bitch
ask for
to
you to
say
sing.
it. I was waiting for a bitch to sing in my theater because I was like, I can't wait to tell somebody to shut the fuck up. I mean, like, I didn't
It was a
want
lot.
to do it, but I was
No.
just very prepared to because I'm like, there's just no way you thought that would be okay. To just interrupt a movie that people paid. Like, you know how much a movie ticket is these days.
Correct. You and I paid the same amount, hopefully, for these tickets.
We literally all spent like $50 or more to be here. And you want to fucking sing as if I care more about your voice than Cynthia Erivo's? I hate you. Kind of. I don't hate you, but like, what the fuck, bitch?
I just think it's so, like, one of the most selfish things you can do
I'm saying
in your life is to sit in a theater with other people and sing these songs that you kind of know the lyrics to.
And even if you honestly, I don't know what's more annoying, like doing that or knowing it bar for bar and thinking that I want to hear you
I
more.
don't.
Like
It ruins
I'm
it.
going to be impressed by your vocal talent.
Like there
If
are no
you
scouts here. There's no we're in the middle of the desert. There's nobody here that's going to discover you from a dark theater. I need you to
Is this the 1950s, bitch? I'm not scouting you.
No one is
I'm
looking
not scouting for
around.
fucking talent in random places.
And even if you were the most talented, like just you should have auditioned.
I didn't
don't
pay
know.
to hear you sing. I didn't pay to hear you sing.
So
You
yeah,
weren't in
that
the
was a little
promo. I
irritating.
don't care.
It should have just been in the beginning.
That's crazy.
It should have just
I'm
been
sorry
like,
you
if
had
y'all
to sit next to
sing,
them.
walk away. She got the hint after like she kept fucking up the words. And she was like, I could just tell she was like, wait, I don't know this the way I thought I knew this because it's new. Like none of it is gonna be exactly
Was
the
she
same.
like really trying, or was she just?
It was just to the like it started off where she knew all the words. I can't even remember what song she was doing, and then it would be like just the last word, you know?
Yeah, but was
Where
she
you
like
just,
going
like-
in vocally? Was
for
she?
the
Could you tell
first-
she was
for
trying?
the first couple bars that she knew?
Oh, when she knew
yes.
it. Okay.
And then it was like, hold on, I don't know the rest of the words. And then she would pop off on the last word of the sentence, and I would be like, please, at some point, understand.
Nobody
You did not
wants to
prepare well
hear
enough.
you? That's so crazy.
Just stop.
Yeah, that's a
So by the
crazy
end, she
level of
figured it out.
disrespect, dude.
Don't get me wrong, like I was lip syncing the whole time.
And
whole
that's
time.
fine. But
Didn't
you
make
know
a
what's
peep,
more
though.
annoying is that like the only thing that shut her up is because she got embarrassed that she was messing up the lyrics. It wasn't the realization that she had to consider other people. It
Correct.
was her own embarrassment.
Yes.
And that's annoying.
It's frustrating. It's so
It's
frustrating.
annoying. And that's
'Cause
why I think we should
nobody-
people on the spot more. In this essay, I will. Because
It's just
what
so
are we
crazy.
doing?
I just was like, I hope no one does this in my theater, and then here we are. Oh my gosh. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, that was subtly annoying. But I lived, even though she was there.
Yeah, you definitely deserve to run it back one more time.
I have to. I must. There's
Naturally.
stuff like I just need to see again. Like The Wizard and I is good. I'm Not That Girl is good.
Yeah.
She did a great job with that one. I was like, ugh,
Peter Dinklage as a goat,
so
crazy.
good.
He was eaten down. Love him.
I actually forgot that was one of the major problems of this one.
What, the goat?
Was the animals. I
Oh.
forgot that was the main problem.
I was like, Peter Dinklage being a goat?
Oh no. He slayed.
Michelle Yeoh.
So good.
Jeff
So good.
Goldblum.
He I don't know who would have been a better wizard. That man is like, he just plays himself everywhere.
And it
But
eats.
I love it. He's so like fantastical. I love it.
And I'm just like, that's low-key how the wizard would be.
Easily how the wizard would be. There's no way he would have gotten up there without yapping.
It's crazy. It's crazy that himself, it's like Denzel.
Yeah.
Playing himself fits every character.
Yes.
And there's just like no way around it.
There's
I
no
love
way.
that for them.
And it's expected, and it's like his personality fits the way he looks so well.
Yeah.
That if he plays anything else, it just wouldn't make sense for how he looks. I don't know.
I get it.
But so good. And then Defying Gravity. Like, I held it together, like I said, until I left the theater, and then the whole way to the car, I was like ugly crying. I was like, they're just so mean to her, bro.
I had a very
It's
delayed
crazy.
reaction. I think because I was so hyper aware of the impact of this movie, and also just of so many people around me. Like, I feel like I haven't been, no, that's not true. I was gonna say I haven't been to a theater that full in a really long time, but that's not true. Yeah, I think it was just like the surrounding of people. I just had a very delayed reaction because I didn't start crying really. I teared around the second time around I watched it, but when I really started crying was when I was alone in my car listening to the soundtrack. I was like, this is so fucking beautiful. I was like, everything is beautiful. I was like, oh, she got what she wanted, and like everybody worked so hard for this, and then like, why are they so mean? Why did they want to kill her? She's so misunderstood, and Glinda's now she's gonna die alone. Like,
I think also, you know what hits about this is we're older, and I think you can understand the themes better. Also,
yes.
Because at this point, you've like either lived through some of these things, or like you really have the ability to have empathy for people
Both
in those
characters.
situations. Yeah. And you can understand both sides. Yes.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, Glinda, I get you. Like, I would probably be Glinda in my brain. I would probably do what Glinda did. I'd just be like, girl,
I think that's why
your
hits
plan
hard
is
because
not
like,
out.
Yeah. I feel like most people can relate to Glinda in that way because it's hard. It's hard being an Elphaba. You really have got to stand on business as an Elphaba.
You have to stand on business. Like, she is through and through.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. But I really like,
she had to lose Mama had to lose everything. Whereas Glinda was like, I love you, but I'm here.
Girly. And you know what's interesting is like, I also love, this is one of the things I love about TikTok, is you just kind of get other people's perspectives.
Yeah.
But I sent you a TikTok, I don't know if you saw it, where I was like, I think you'd like the analysis on this. With specifically Defying Gravity was just like the, what did he say? Now I'm like, fuck, I lost my point. But he does an analysis basically of just like why Glinda doesn't go with her.
Yeah.
Because the comment was like, why did she not get on that broom? And he's like, you guys don't understand. He doesn't say that. But he's just like, she's thinking more critically in terms of like, she feels like she could help more if she stays.
Yeah.
And Glinda feels like Alphabet thinks that she can help more if she leaves.
If she goes.
Like
Yeah.
she's being so like not irrational, but very passionate and just like
Yeah.
I'm like you said, standing on business. But when I
Right.
first saw the play and when I first heard the sound or the song, it just makes more sense of like Linda's being I don't know, like a coward of sorts, you know?
That's how it's, yeah.
But then you kind of just take a minute
It's
and
easy
you're
to
like,
take it
hold
that
on.
way.
Yeah, I totally get where she's coming from. Like, I feel like
she can't just leave.
Yeah, she can't just go. Like, she has a whole, you know, she has school, she has her friends, like she has
It's just more nuanced
the
than
law
that, you know?
against her. Yeah, there's like more circumstances where you're like, it's not just about being a coward and being brave. It's more of like being calculated and being irrational.
Sure.
And where do you lie? I certainly am more on the calculated, safe route than the irrational route. But which one makes you wicked? I don't know.
And that is the conversation. And that is
Both,
wicked.
Yeah. Both can be wicked.
Wow, wow.
Correct.
I was gonna say song of the day, but I think everyone should just listen to
the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Just listen to the whole thing. Just watch the whole thing.
It's like no skips.
No, honestly, none.
Okay, sometimes
I mean, a sentimental man.
I was gonna say something bad. I only skip it sometimes. And a sentimental man. Let's be fucking real. Let's be fucking real. And in a pinch, I can't listen to all of Dancing Through Life because it's so long.
It's so long. And also,
She's
like,
so
why
long.
add? You know what? It's fine.
You know what? It feels like I'm watching the movie, so it's fine. But I can't do it when I'm like
in the car.
If I'm on my way to work.
Right.
I only have so many rotations I can do. And I'm going with my starting 4 and a couple of bonuses. What do you want from me?
I like that it's only 12 songs, though.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I don't know. I'm certainly playing What Is This Feeling first. That's all I'm saying.
Always What Is This Feeling and a popular.
Always. If you're going to do anything, those two. Although One Short Day really gets in my brain sometimes.
One Short Day. No One Mourns the Wicked. Day.
Goodness knows.
The wicked die alone. Look to the western sky. Unlimited.
It's me the one you want. It's me.
Bruh.
I'm the one you want.
Oh. To the western sky.
And someone told me
everyone deserves a chance to fly.
And if I'm flying solo,
at least I'm flying free. Time
to trust my instincts.
Close my eyes and
You know what? That little rendition that you did sounds like Adina. Adina has such a loud, like, not a loud mouth, a big mouth when she sings. It's crazy.
That's so funny. She opens that bitch up.
Whole thing.
She busts it wide open for a note. Yeah. Yeah. It's so true.
Girl,
no, it's so true. Get into it. Like
it's
she's
whole
like
mouth.
In the clips I've seen of her performing, she like tilts all the way back and just like opens it up. It's crazy. It's insane. But it needs to be done. And it created something beautiful.
It had to be done.
It had to be done.
I'm just like Why does it have to? You know what? It's fine. I'm not a Broadway
Hey,
singer. It
you know
doesn't
what?
matter.
I don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter.
Hey, you
It
know
sounds
what?
great.
It's fine. I am
It was
satisfied
really
with the whole
good.
thing. um, uh,
Ugh.
I totally forgot how to close out. Like and follow us on socials. We hope you like this episode. Those were actually supposed to be switched around. Thank you for letting us yap about Wicked for about an hour and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy Town.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you next week. Probably gonna talk. I mean, Wicked is just gonna come up. I don't know what you want from us.
It has to come up.
It's just gonna have to come up. We'll
And then
probably
it'll
be
come
talking about it.
again when the award nominations come through. Because
Absolutely.
Ow! Oh my god.
That is us. What do you want from us? But we will see you next week. Love you. It's us.